Good morning, my journal. It is, oh, water bottles in the way. December 9th, 2023. We are on journal 25. And it's Saturday today. One second. Oh my goodness, that was a very unpleasant experience. It's Saturday today. Yesterday was the last day of classes, and I have a final today. Hooray! It's in my grammar structure class, and I am not worried about it, but I think I did one of those like online grade average weight calculator thingies, and in order to, my goal in this class is 85% because I know that I can do it. And in order to get that, I need to get like, I think 87 or 89 or something like that on this final. So that's my goal for the final today. It is 9:24 in the morning and my final is at 2. So that means I have about 4.5 hours until the final. And as soon as I'm done recording this journal, I'm gonna go to campus and study with a friend who's also in the class. So hopefully I do really well, but I suppose we'll see. Depends on how much I study today and how much knowledge from the class I've retained throughout the course. And I've also been doing some studying for the past like week or so. Not like super hardcore studying or anything, but still some studying nonetheless. I've been having a pretty good week. Lots of motivation and excitement for nothing really in particular, honestly. Like I'm just going through a little phase of motivation, which is nice, and I'm definitely excited for the term to be over. I guess not necessarily for this term to be over per se, but for the next term to start. I'm excited to move on to the next term of, or the next chapter of my university life, and I'm excited. It's going pretty well so far, and I'm hoping that next term goes just as well. Definitely helps that I've been able to build up some good habits in terms of studying, in terms of just daily habits like having a more consistent sleep schedule. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the future. It's gonna be fun, hopefully, as long as it's not too stressful. Yesterday I posted a study group thingy for my structure of language class. That was really fun. There were a few people in that class who I've been wanting to talk to a little bit more, and like get to know them a bit better, but I haven't really interacted with them outside of class. And we have like a big group chat on Instagram for that class, which obviously not everybody's in, but there are quite a few people in there. And I just posted like a week ago, I'm like, hey, if I have this study group, would anybody be interested? Blah, 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 blah. And then I booked a study room for yesterday, and then for the first like 20 to 30 minutes, there was just 2 of us. I was like, dang, is this really everybody? Like nobody else is gonna come? Like I guess this was fine and all, but like I wanted there to be a group of people. And then a few more people showed up. And then by the end of it, there were 4 other people that showed up. So there were 5 of us total, which was nice. And we just went through some of the prior assignments and tried to answer the questions without like referring to our notes. And that was really fun. But that final isn't until the 18th. And we're planning on having a couple more. Like I have another study room booked for Monday, and then we might probably have one more later in the week after that. So that's gonna be nice. And I learned that somebody in my structure of language class is also in my dynamics of language class next term. So that's exciting. And I have I know a few people that are gonna be in that class. So that's definitely nice that I'm not just gonna have to go in there and not know anybody again, which would be fine. I wouldn't have a problem with that, but it's definitely a lot more comforting going into a class knowing that you know people, which is why I'm really worried about the 400 level or fourth year level class I'm taking next term, because I'm definitely not gonna know anybody, and like the class cap is 20, and I think right now there's only 5 people registered, so like I'm not gonna know anybody, and I'm probably gonna be with a bunch of fourth years, and I'm gonna be so scared. Well, that's fine. I'll cope with it. I'll deal with it. Completely fine. But no, I'm excited for that class. I'm excited for all my classes next term, honestly. So yeah, that was last night. Now today, obviously I have my final at 2 o'clock, and I already mentioned that right after this journal I'm going to go to campus and study for a few hours for this test with a friend, and then right after that, I think I have a 2.5 hour window to write the final. So that'll take me from 2 to 4:30, and hopefully it doesn't take me that long, because at 5 o'clock I need to be somewhere to because for cheer we're doing a fundraiser and we're doing coat check for some business party thingy. For anybody who doesn't know what coat check is, because I didn't know what coat check was at this time of year last year, and I still don't really know what it is, but I think it's literally just people walk in and they're like, hey, I don't want to carry my coat around, so here, take my coat, and then we give them a number card thingy. I don't know. I don't get it. We're basically we're the closet that people give their coats to. I think. I don't know. I guess we'll see tonight. But I'm still having car troubles, and my car is still dead because I haven't had time to. Well, I have had the time to get it boosted, technically, but I don't want to get it boosted and then have it die again the next day, and I haven't had the time to get it taken somewhere to get figured out. So I just haven't really bothered with it, which is probably a bad thing, but like I said, I just straight up haven't had the time to get it figured out. So hopefully that doesn't cause other issues, but I'll definitely have time to get it figured out sometime next week, because my next final isn't until next Friday, being my Spanish final. So I'm not too concerned about getting my car figured out before I have to go home for Christmas break, but more so just how long it's been sitting dead. I really hope that doesn't cause an issue, because I know that it might, but I just haven't had the time. The one day that I did have the time to do it was on my birthday. Oh my goodness, it was on my birthday, but it was my birthday and I didn't want to do anything that could have stressed me out. I just wanted to have a stress-free birthday. Despite the fact that I made the journal and I seemed sad, it was I think that was partially a result of the fact that I wasn't doing anything, and I was kind of being hard on myself for not doing anything productive. I'm just subconsciously analyzing myself right now. I'm not saying this was 100% the case, but that could have played a factor. But I just wanted to have a completely stress-free day, and I did, and it ended up being pretty nice by the end of the day. But yeah, since I haven't had the chance to get that figured out, I need to message the cheer group chat and be like, yo, excuse me, anybody working tonight, can you give me a ride, please? Thank you. And so far, when I've done that, I've been able to get rides. The people on the team are very nice, so, well, they might be talking shit behind my back about me having these car troubles, but I don't know. I haven't heard any of it, so I'm just gonna pretend that it doesn't exist. But no, I doubt that any of them would do that. They all seem, on the surface, like very kind people. I don't know why I say seem. I interact with them often enough that I know that they're good people, so I don't know why I'm being so cryptic about it. But yeah, I'm honestly excited to write this final, because this is the first final that I'm ever gonna write where I feel prepared and confident, and this is the first final that I'm writing where I have considered myself a good student for the content, or just in general, I've been a good student this year. I've been an absolute academic weapon. And so I'm really excited to write this final. I might get the paper and be like, oh shit, what am I looking at? And then panic, and then cry, and then drop out on the spot. We'll see, might get a little bit crazy and do that. No. Yeah, I'm feeling very energetic, if you can't tell. I'm definitely starting to feel the effects of all the hard work I've been putting in. And so yeah, that's nice. I've been working so hard on my mental health for the last year and a half, and obviously like I've been able, like, you can feel the effects of like working on improving your mental health, but since there's nothing really tangible, it's hard to quantify it and like tell how much progress you've made. And there's times when I feel like I'm kind of stagnating. But this past term has really put into perspective how much working on my mental health matters. Because I know I've brought up or working on mental health in general, not necessarily my mental health, but everybody's mental health. Because, like I've mentioned in prior journals, I've never considered myself a good student. I've always thought that I was just like kind of smart, but just couldn't apply myself in any way, and I had zero motivation. I could never apply myself except the times when I would like hyper focus on like one hobby or one activity. And then going through all the processes of getting my ADHD diagnosed and getting all my other mental health stuff figured out, and being able to succeed academically this semester has made me realize how mental health is even more important than I initially thought. Because I've always thought, other than the typical like teenage boy phase where it's like mental health isn't real, I'm big and tough, I'm a man. Other than that little phase that most teenage boys go through, not all, but I definitely went through that. Other than that, most of my life I've thought like mental health and like being in a good headspace is very important, despite the fact that I never really was. After all the progress I've made and seeing the benefits of it these past couple months just absolutely skyrocket, I realized that it's even more important than I even initially thought. So take care of your mental health. That's point number one. And point number two, if you're feeling down or there's a day where you're not feeling motivated, chances are you're burnt out or feeling down, or for whatever reason, it's okay to give yourself a break. Don't be too hard on yourself, which obviously is easier said than done, but it's really important to give yourself a break and to give yourself downtime, without worrying about all the 1 million, 2 million, 10 million problems you got going on. Because everybody always has something that they can worry about, no matter how perfect your life is, no matter, I say perfect like as a hyperbole, like obviously nobody's life is perfect, but like no matter how well your life is going, no matter how fantastic everything seems on the surface, or no matter how wonderful you think that everything should be, there will still be problems that your brain finds for you to worry about, because that's just how the human mind works. Everybody always has something to worry about, no matter how major or minor it is in the grand scheme of things. Your brain will always find something to be anxious about or worry about. So it's important to not be hard on yourself and realize that's normal to worry about something or anything. So just realize you're doing great. I'm proud of you. No matter what you're doing, no matter how quote unquote productive you're being by society's standards. You're doing fantastic. And you got this. I believe in you. You are doing amazing, and you will continue to do amazing. You are the best. And now, that little tangent out of the way, for the next little while, I forgot to mention, I'm wearing hoop earrings right now because at cheer practice on Tuesday, I'm usually wearing these like little pink earrings, but my right one fell out some point, either at practice or like maybe some other time that day. I didn't realize until like after practice or the next day, so I'm not actually sure when it fell out. I'm assuming at some point, like when I fell over during practice, because that happens a lot, where like we're throwing women in the air, and if they're falling, I need to catch them. So like, because if they hit the ground, they're gonna die. Not die, but well, possible. But I need to make sure they don't hit the ground. So in one of those moments when like I caught my flyer and then we fell all over the ground and exploded, I'm assuming that's when my right earring came out, and I don't have any other studs, so I'm wearing the hoops, and I like the hoops, but I can't wear them at practice because if somebody falls and something gets caught in my earring, then I will be in a lot of pain. And right now I just kind of have all my jewelry in this, including like coins. This is just like a little sandwich bag that I have like jewelry and I guess coins and like some screwdriver heads in for some reason. But when I grabbed these and like took them out to sanitize them, disinfect them with some hydrogen peroxide, I was like, you know what, I haven't worn my jewelry or any jewelry in a while, so I've been wearing some rings the past couple days. I got this one, I think over last Christmas when I was shopping with my family and just hanging out. This one I got at like a little sale fair. Yeah, I still have the little injury. It's still not fully healed from last journal I mentioned, but I got this from a little like market sale thing that happens in the tunnels of my university. Let's see if I can get it to focus a little better. No, probably not. Phone front camera not focus good. And then this one is a gift from my mother that she gave me last year when I was first becoming interested in like accessorizing, and she's had this for a while. I won't get into why she had it because that's personal and it's not my story to tell, but it's been in her closet for a while, and she was like, yeah, here, I have this and I have no other reason to have it, so she gave it to me, and this is the ring that I definitely wear the most often because it's a gift from my mother. And also same with this bracelet that I wear all the time. It was really funny, my mom was just making a bracelet one day when I went upstairs, and I was wearing a shirt. I think it's in my dirty laundry basket, so I can't even grab the shirt without digging through a bunch of dirty clothes, which I do not feel like doing right now. And it's just like blue, white, and orange. It's starting to fade because I wear it constantly. But I was just wearing a shirt with similar colors, and she was making it. She was like, oh, this matches your shirt. Do you want it? And I'm like, oh, sure. So, yeah. These are my two most beloved items, this ring and this bracelet that my mother gave me. So I don't know if you're watching this, Mother, but I love you. Thank you so much. Now what was I talking about before that? I got distracted and talked about my earrings. Oh, what I'm going to be doing for the next couple weeks. So, obviously I talked about today already. Tomorrow I don't really have anything going on except for cheer practice later at night. And then I don't have a final until next Friday. So Monday through Thursday, I'm probably just going to be just kind of hanging out, studying briefly. Obviously, it's not a great idea to cram because that'll just stress you out. So I'll study as much as I feel like studying. It will be a little bit every day. Like even if I don't feel like studying at all, I will still study a little bit for Spanish. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not going to force myself to study for like 3-4 hours a day. which is kind of what I'm going to be doing today. Once I get to campus, I'm going to be studying for like 3 hours before the final, but that's besides the point. Because like this is a lot of like practical like diagramming and stuff, so I feel like I need to get warmed up in practice and like be prepared for it. But and then also next week I want to get my whole car situation figured out, which hopefully I can. And hopefully it won't be like a super expensive fix, because I'm slowly starting to run out of money. But yeah, and I can't remember. No, never mind. I completely forget. It's a good thing I didn't like start a point and then immediately forget. Instead, I thought of the point and almost started it and then immediately forgot. So at least I didn't leave a cliffhanger again. So yeah, I'm doing really well. And that's nice. It's really nice. I'm glad I'm out of that little mental rut that I had a couple weeks ago. It wasn't like the lowest I've been ever, or even in the recent past, cough cough, last year, cough cough, but it still kind of sucked. But those little phases, those little periods are normal. Your mood is ever changing and go woo, woo, woo. So it's normal. But that's not to disregard it. That's in no way meant to what's the word? Disregard works as the word, but like there's a different word that I would prefer to use, but I can't think of it. But that's not to like downplay anybody's like down moments in any way. It's valid no matter how low you're feeling. I just want to say you got this. Ooh, you're doing great. You're the best. You're the best. Let's go. Let's go. Keep going. Keep living. Live your life. Live your life however you want. If you want to do something, do it. If you're too scared to do it, that's okay. That's what courage is. Do it anyways. And if you still can't bring yourself to do it, then that's okay too. Take your time. It's not a rush. Got plenty of time in life. So on that little motivational note, I'll leave the journal there so that I can get to campus and start studying. And I'm also running out of storage again. I'm at 22 minutes and 50 seconds out of 52 minutes and 59 seconds of storage left. So I really need to clear some storage on my phone. I've been having that problem for a little bit, but that's fine. That's fine. I like upload these to YouTube and then delete them from my phone almost immediately, because like that was initially why I started posting these to YouTube. I think I've brought this up in prior journals before, but I'll reiterate. Because like phone storage is an issue, and like if I have this uploaded to YouTube, then it's there, and as long as something doesn't happen to YouTube, it'll be there forever, as long as YouTube is a thing, and as long as my channel's a thing, as long as I don't get terminated for some reason. But like I've had so many issues with like prior phones having broken, because most of my phones in the past have been like secondhand phones that were like already cracked when I got them, or like something like that, right? So I've had issues with like phones breaking or dying, or like, and then losing photos or videos or something. So it's like, that's why I've uploaded to YouTube, to be safe. And like, I don't want to keep them all on Google Drive because my Google Drive has no storage. First world problems. It's not like actually an issue, but just mildly frustrating. But anyways, yeah, no, I'll leave it at that. Have a wonderful day or night or whatever time of day it is for you. Yeah, be nice to people. Be nice to everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye.